Hi, greetings, fellow Hoovians. Hope you're having a good week so far. Also, what do y'all think of my new hairdo? Alright, well, our 10th Doctor era look at the 10th Doctor era is now continuing on with Turn Left. So, let's take a look at it. Donna gets a free reading from a fortune teller who helps her recall the event that led her to meeting the 10th Doctor. Donna remembers when she was at an intersection looking for a new job. Donna wanted to turn left to get a well-paid temp position, while her mother Sylvia wanted her to turn right as to take a permanent job as a PA. Donna ultimately turned left. The fortune teller makes Donna choose again and forces her to turn right. As she makes this new choice, a large beetle working for the trickster attaches itself to her back and she loses consciousness. Donna's decision creates an alternative reality in which she never met the Doctor after turning right, and the Doctor drowns in the flood, killing the Racnoss children, making him unable to intervene in several other events affecting contemporary Earth. Changes include the Doctor's former companions Sarah Jane Smith, her son Luke Smith, Maria Jackson, and Clyde Langer perishing while stepping in to try and stop the Plasmavore and the Judoon in Royal Hope Hospital on the Moon in the Doctor's absence. Martha Jones suffocated after giving up her oxygen to classmate/coworker Oliver Morgenstern while on the Moon. Jack and his teammates Gwen and Ianto are also lost while stepping in for the Doctor and fighting the Centaurans in the Centauran stratagem in the main timeline. The space-going Titanic crashes into Buckingham Palace, killing millions of London's residents in the resulting nuclear explosion from the reactors on the Titanic going critical. Britain is placed under martial law. The government transfers all non-British citizens into internment camps. Ugh. Rosa mysteriously appears to Donna and gives Donna advice which saves her and her family from the destruction of London, but they are forcibly displaced. Later, after noticing the stars are disappearing from the sky, Donna is convinced to come with Rose. Rose explains that the stars are going out in every universe and that the fabric of reality is collapsing, allowing Rose to travel between universes. Rose insists that the Doctor is the only one who can stop it. Donna is transported back in time minutes before she would turn right, but is too far away to contact her past self in time. She walks in front of a passing truck which hits her, creating a traffic jam among the right-hand turning, causing her impatient past self to turn left instead. As Donna lies dying on the ground, Rose whispers the message for the Doctor into her ear. The alternative universe disintegrates, and Donna wakes up. The beetle falls off of Donna's back and dies, and the fortune teller runs away in terrified fear. Donna recalls Rose's message was the words, "Bad Wolf." The Doctor and Donna then find the words "Bad Wolf" written everywhere. The Doctor rushes into the TARDIS and, hearing the cloister bell, announces that the universe is about to end. Dun dun dun. So, let's take a look at the production of this episode, beginning with cast notes. Chip Chung previously appeared as Chantho, the assistant of Professor Yana, in the Series 3 episode Utopia. Ben Ryden also reprises his role as medical student Oliver Morgenstern, his last appearance being in Smith and Jones. Now, on to the writing. Turn Left is a Dr. Light episode, a means of reducing production costs that has David Tennant in a reduced role. Turn Left was written to complement Midnight, which was recorded at the same time. Midnight featured the Doctor in the central role, and Turn Left focused on Donna and Rose. The episode was written by the show's head writer and executive producer Russell T Davies. Compare the main concept of the episode, Life Without the Doctor, to the 1998 film Sliding Doors. Davies hoped to pose the question to the viewer, does the Doctor cause or prevent death? The episode focuses on the scales of death without the Doctor. The implicit death toll surprised Davies when he wrote the script. Lead actor David Tennant cited the deaths that surrounded his character as a major part of the Doctor's guilt. The episode's tone phrase was, quote, "life during wartime." Davies reflected his description by comparing the labor camps, to which foreigners such as the Italian Rocco Colasanto, played by Joseph Long, were sent, to the Nazi concentration camps of World War II, most notably Auschwitz-Birkenau, sorry if I mispronounced that, through script directions to with expository dialogue. "Oh, but why'd you have to go? It's the new law. England for the English, etc. They can't send us home. The oceans are closed. They have labor camps." "I know, but labor doing what? There aren't any jobs." Sewing, digging is good. Now it, now stop it before I kiss you too much. Wilfred, my cappuccino. It's gonna be quiet without him. Still, I've got my room. There it comes. That's what they called him last time. What do you mean? It's happening again. What is? So, yeah. Davis emphasized developing the characters of Rose Taylor and Donna. Susie Leggett, the episode's producer, thought Rose describing Donna as, quote, the most important woman in the whole of creation was therapeutic for the former character, and Donna's realization that she must die was intended as the epitome of the character's maturation. A key component of the episode is the return of Rose Tyler, portrayed by Billie Piper. Piper's return was planned during filming of the second series. In January 2006, Piper made a pact promising to return to film several more episodes. Davis and Piper cited her other projects, specifically her roles as Belle de Jour in Secret Diary of a Call Girl, the eponymous character in the BBC adaptations of Philip Pullman's Sally Lockhart Quartet, and Fanny Price in the ITV adaptation of Mansfield Park, to explain that her departure was permanent. Davies created the expectation of Rose's return by mentioning her in dialogue and featuring Piper in cameo appearances in Partners in Crime, The Poison Sky, and Midnight. Davies started writing the episode on October 27, 2007. He was several weeks behind schedule and had to decline an appearance at the National Television Awards 4 days later in order to hand the script in on time. He described writing the script as, quote, a lot harder to rip through because it needs so much construction. He admitted that the opening scene could have been 3 times longer than his written version, itself longer than any opening scene he ever wrote. He was cautious that his script should not clash with Stephen Moffat's 2-part story, Silence in the Library and Forest of the Dead, then scheduled to be aired as the 9th and 10th episodes, because Moffat's story also contained a parallel world. Davies was delayed due to the death of Howard Atfield, who portrayed Donna's father Joff, and the difficulty of writing Rose's expository dialogue. He had to rush the script's ending to ensure it was ready to film. He finished the script on November 2nd so the rest of the production team could prepare the episode for filming. Davis explained the episode's climax, the effects of Rose's warning, and the companion episode of Doctor Who Confidential. The words cause no inherent harm. Bad Wolf acts as a warning sign for the Doctor, and Rose's invocation of the phrase signals that the parallel universes Rose and the Doctor inhabit are collapsing into each other. Davies declined to state whether the episode was part of the series finale. He preferred to say out of the imminent fan debate. The episode was described by Doctor Who magazine as, quote, partly acting as a prelude to the 2-part series climax. And now let's talk about that Time Beetle. The Time Beetle, which was responsible for the creation of the alternate universe, was described in the episode's script as, quote, a huge black beetle, shiny carapace, spindly black legs moving and flexing, mandibles clacking together. Its design was influenced by the giant spider Metabellus III that clung to Sarah Jane Smith's back in Planet of the Spiders. The beetle's more Earth-like appearance was deliberate. Prosthetic designer Neil Gordon thought that familiarity would ease the narrative and cited the Catnuns from New Earth and the Jejune from Smith & Jones as examples. The prosthetic was made using fiberglass and fitted on a harness in order not to burden Catherine Tate's performance. The episode's director Graham Harper explained in the episode's commentary that the only psychic characters such as Lucius from the Fires of Pompeii were aware of the beetle's existence. The Doctor refers to this creature as one of the Trickster's Brigade. The Trickster, played by Paul Mark Davis, is a recurring enemy in the Doctor Who spin-off series, The Sarah Jane Adventures, whose modus operandi is to alter history by changing pivotal moments. Russell T. Davies explicitly links the Time Beetle to this villain from Sarah Jane, and in Doctor Who Confidential, a clip from the Sarah Jane episode in which the Trickster threatens to go after the Doctor is shown. The events of this episode amount to his fulfillment of that promise. And now, finally, on to the filming. The episode was primarily filmed in the 7th production block between November 26th and December 8th, 2007, alongside filming of Midnight. The first scenes were filmed in Bay Chambers, Cardiff. The housing office where Donna's family was relocated to Leeds was filmed in a storage area adjacent to the photocopying business. The following events saw filming of Rose and Donna's first meeting in Boot Town, Cardiff. Scene set on Monday, June 25th, 2007. Specifically, Donna preparing to turn the junction and the future self racing to ensure she turns left were filmed between November 27th and November 29th, in the order they were aired. A double had to portray Tate in the car. Tate did not have a driving license. Donna's race to prevent her future self from turning right was filmed on St. Ishan Road in Cardiff, which was locked off for safety concerns. During the evenings of the 27th and 28th, scenes on Wilfred's allotment in Leeds were filmed, and on November 29th, Rose's second meeting with Donna and Piper's cameo and partners in crime were filmed. The first studio scene, Donna in the fortune teller's room, was filmed on November 30th, 2007, on a redress Torchwood Hub set at the show's Upper Boat Studios. The outdoor scenes in Shan Shen, comprising Tennant's entire contribution to the episode, were filmed on December 1st, 2007 in Splot near the Cardiff Royal Infirmary. The shot was marred by difficulties. Rain delayed redressing the alley from the Handside banners and posters to the Bad Wolf versions, and several extras left at lunchtime because of a misunderstanding over their payment. The final scene on the day was the doctor's examination of the time beetle in the fortune teller's room. The scenes in the country hotel were filmed at Egerton Grey Country House Hotel in Portcarry on December 3rd, 2007. The scenes in the Terrace Street in Leeds were filmed in Mackin Street, Penarth, on December 4th and December 5th. The cast listened to the Pogues' The Wild Rover and Queen's Bohemian Rhapsody before singing the songs themselves. Graham Harper decided to focus on Jacqueline King, in the scene when her character, Sylvia Noble, stares vacantly and in a despondent manner as Donna talks to her. Harper considered the scene to be, quote, Jacqueline's moment, and thought the scene would be more powerful if the focus was kept on one character. The outdoor scenes were filmed on December 5th. The Colasanto family being sent to a labor camp was filmed during the day, and the Atmos devices ejecting exhaust fumes was filmed in the evening. Filming continued with a night shoot on December 6th. Scenes inside and outside the pub on Christmas Day were filmed in the Conway pub in Pond Cannon before relocating to a nearby park to film scenes contemporary with the events of The Poison Sky. Thompson Park was originally scheduled for the shoot. The location was changed at short notice to Sophia Gardens because Tate was suffering from a mild case of influenza. The final scenes to be filmed, the scenes in a makeshift unit base, were filmed in a decommissioned steel factory in Pontypool on December 7th and December 8th. Filming for the episode was completed with pickup shots in January 2008. Because the episode had a low budget, it relied heavily on stock footage and pre-existing graphics. The Titanic's descent into Buckingham Palace and the American television report of the populace being transformed into adipose utilized footage from Voyage of the Damned and Partners in Crime, and images of the Recognox Web Star at the United Sky had already been created by the mill. The episode's small budget impeded production. Davies wanted the TARDIS prop to be on fire until he was reminded that he was writing, quote, the cheap episode. So overall, as far as Dr. Light episodes go, this one is definitely one of my favorites, as well as another one we'll be getting into in Series 6. So there you go. So overall, I give Turn Left 5 sonic screwdrivers out of 5. Well, hope you enjoyed the review, and if you did, be sure to give it a thumbs up, share it around, subscribe if you're ready, subscribe if you haven't already, hit the bell icon to be notified about when I upload videos, and if you want to help support the channel, be sure to check out my Patreon page. Link, as always, is in the description below. And I will see you all next time as we take a look at the first part of the Series 4 finale, The Stolen Earth. So until then, this is Hoovy Queen saying, oh my giddy aunt! When I say run, run! I've reversed the polarity of the neutron flow. Would you like a jelly baby? Fantastic! Allons-y! Geronimo! Bow ties are cool, fezzes are cool, and Stetsons are cool.